very dark, didn't it? It really did. It got very dark indeed.
Yeah, and then it got very, very light.
It was like a midnight in midday.
I think it gives us an opportunity to connect with the sun and just remind ourselves of this sort of clockwork solar system that we live in.
People in Europe are gearing up for one of the most incredible and rare cosmic events. On Wednesday, the moon is going to slide right in front of the sun, causing a solar eclipse. You won't want to miss it. It will be the first in Europe this century, and the next one of this magnitude in the UK isn't due until 2081. So over the next 10 minutes, we'll aim to answer all of the questions that you've got, and we'll tell you everything you need to know about the eclipse, where and when you will be able to see it, and how you can view it safely. Well, our science correspondent Palab Ghosh is joining us, and Palab, first up, explain what a solar eclipse is.
Well, Kasia, I think you described it very well. I'm in northern Spain, which is going to be experiencing a total eclipse. So essentially what happens is that the Earth, the moon and the sun completely align. The moon blocks out the bright disk of the sun, and what we see is the sun's corona, and those excited people witnessed an incredible sight. Now, not everyone is going to see this. If you're in either side of the path of totality, you'll see what's called a partial eclipse. People in the UK will experience that, but even that is particularly spectacular. But I'm looking forward to getting as excited as the people you had on earlier in just a couple of days' time.
Yeah, people get so excited about this. You are very lucky because you're going to see 100% eclipse. In terms of the rest of us, where can we see it and when? Well, as you can see here, only people living in Iceland and in parts of Spain will get to witness a total eclipse when 100% of the sun will be covered by the moon. Other parts of Europe will get close, including here in the UK. We will see just over 90% moon coverage of the sun, so not bad. As for when, well, depending on where you are in the UK, it will peak between 1902 and 1916. And for those lucky enough to be in northern Spain like Palab, depending on your location, the total eclipse peaks between 2026 and 2033 local time. So Palab, you are one of the really lucky ones in northern Spain. Will there be a total eclipse where you are?
Absolutely. Now, I don't want to create FOMO, but people say that even a 99% eclipse, it's like going to a football stadium and not watching the match. Even a tiny pinprick of light masks the sun in its full glory. So we are going to see it here, as you said. It's going to last a whole 1 minute and 47 seconds. Now, that doesn't seem like a long time, but that's not bad for an eclipse. We'll be able to see this incredible vision of the sun's atmosphere. It's indescribable, but I'll try and describe it. It hangs there like a black pearl shimmering in the night sky. As that little boy said, midnight turns to daytime, and it's quite an experience. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to it.
And I have got FOMO, I'll be completely honest with you. Now, what about the weather? Because for the perfect viewing experience, the weather has to play ball. And on Wednesday, we may just be in luck. Here's Matt Taylor from the BBC Weather Forecast.
Well, as with any big celestial event, cloud coverage and weather is key to how much you see and how much you enjoy the event. Let's first of all remind you just where that path of totality will be, where the best of the eclipse will be across parts of eastern Greenland, west of Iceland, down through towards Spain and the Balearics. And of course, the coverage of the eclipse will decrease the further away from that zone we get. Now, the big weather picture for Wednesday evening shows that low pressure will be moving in across the North Atlantic in the direction of Iceland. Various weather fronts as well, edging towards the UK and Ireland. High pressure, though, through much of continental Europe. And in terms of weather, this means it should be cracking viewing conditions across much of mainland Europe. There will be a few showers dotted around across the Alps, maybe the Pyrenees, and a little bit of high cloud, but not enough to spoil, especially so across Spain and the Balearics, where the best of that totality will be. Different story for Iceland though. That low pressure system through an extensive cloud coverage, outbreaks of rain, any breaks likely to be towards the northwest. But even if you're stuck with cloud in the west of the country, you will see the darkening of the skies quite drastically. In between the two though, the UK and Ireland. For England and Wales, cast your eyes out towards the west and that setting sun. It will be a perfect evening, just a little bit of high cloud around. More cloud though through Northern Ireland, good parts of Scotland. There's a chance of a few passing showers, but even here you might get lucky and see a few breaks around. Less luck though out towards the far northwest of Scotland, more cloud, outbreaks of rain. But wherever you are across the UK, Ireland and Europe, good luck with your viewing.
Good luck indeed. Well, the last time there was a total solar eclipse, it was the Americas that got lucky. 15 US states and parts of Mexico and Canada were able to experience a total eclipse. And our correspondent Emma Vardy was there with the crowds in Texas just 2 years ago in 2024.
This has been a very surreal few minutes. What was a bright, hot, sunny day now feels chilly. I'm getting goosebumps. And the clouds moved aside at just the right moment. So the crowd here are just awestruck.
It kind of felt like a dimmer switch being turned down on the sun. So it was really cool to see.
I was amazed at how all the lights on the skyscrapers came on, and then it just sort of went so cold, and then it was just like beautiful.
Well, in the UK, it's been a little bit longer since we've experienced a total eclipse. August 11th, 1999, in fact, and we have dug into the BBC archives to see what it was like.
The odds of seeing the eclipse had been put at 50-50. At 11:16, the moment of totality, we saw we had been lucky.
We thought it was absolutely amazing. We thought it was wonderful. The whole emotion of the event was something which took us quite by surprise.
I was surprised at how emotional the whole thing was. As it suddenly got dark, it was a feeling of humanity clustered together on a hilltop. It was very primeval, almost prehistoric.
It was lovely. I got prickles all up my arms, so I felt all peculiar. I'm really thrilled that we came.
Well, we've got our very own eclipse veteran with us. Palab was in the United States in 2017 and had this very special reaction.
I've got goosebumps, not just from the excitement, but also the fact that it gets pretty cold when the sun's rays are blocked out. And just look at the eerie light that we have here. As I said, it just feels like a completely dreamlike state, and I just have to say, slightly spaced out by that experience.
Right, let's cross over live to Palab, because Palab, we saw you there back in 2017 experiencing a total eclipse. You described it as being totally spaced out. Talk us through what it feels like when it happens.
Well, you've heard from all sorts of people that have experienced it. It is a beautiful sight. You will enjoy it when you watch it on the television. But it's an incredible, emotional, and some might say spiritual experience, and one that's shared with all those around you. Your whole world is turned upside down. Things that shouldn't happen just seem to happen. And I think someone described it. I described it as a dreamlike state. This is almost like a living dream, and then when it finishes, you're still in that kind of euphoric moment. And so it is a moment when you see it for real. You're never quite the same person again. And so keep on with the FOMO, and one day you and anyone else watching should experience a total eclipse, because there's nothing quite like it. It's one of my most precious memories, and I'm looking forward to the one in 2 days' time.
I really, really have FOMO now. Palab, as always, thank you so, so much. Now, if you want to see it, you may have seen people in some of the clips that we've been playing wearing these types of glasses. Now, these are eclipse glasses or eclipse viewers, and I can tell you what, you can't see a thing. They're pitch black. Well, I guess that's the point. They're really important if you want to look at the sun safely. Lots of you have asked about this. Here's astronomer Bryony Langan to explain.
Number one rule about eclipses is do not look directly at them. It will damage your eyes. So you need either proper eclipse glasses, which you can buy online, or you can even make a simple eclipse viewer yourself using just 2 pieces of card and a pin. And you just poke a small pinhole in one, and then what you do is you need to line yourself up so that the sun is roughly at your back, and sort of figure out where you want to hold the card that has the pinhole in it. Then you put the other card just on the ground so that you can see the projection of the sun onto that little piece of card there.
Now, for many people, it will be too late to order these types of glasses online in Belgium, Portugal, Spain, also here in the UK. Many retailers are saying that they're completely sold out. But if you search around, some stores might still have them on sale where you are. You can also try local museum stores or science shops that might just carry them. Halab, have you got your glasses ready?
I have. They're here. Now, this will be an awful lot of fun for everyone, but this is really important. If you haven't got your glasses, then don't look at the sun, because even for an instant, even for a moment, it can permanently damage your eyes. And every time there is an eclipse, there are up to 100 people that have permanent eye damage. So don't do it. There are other alternatives. Watch it on the telly, watch it with us on the news channel and on streaming outlets. You can do a pinhole camera, but for goodness sake, don't look at the sun. Get one of these eclipse glasses. Make sure that it's got the CE certification. That's your measure of protection. Do inspect them to make sure there are no pinpricks. But whatever you do, do not look directly at the sun, because that will damage your eyes, even if it's for an instant.
Yeah, critical advice there, Palab. Thank you. Now, just one more thing. A total solar eclipse, or even an almost total eclipse, is a pretty rare occurrence, Palab. If people miss out on this one, when is the next one?
Well, they occur around every 18 months or so somewhere in the world. Quite often it's over an ocean, so people go on long cruises to experience it. But partial eclipses are more common. They happen about 5 or 6 times a year. But the thing to do is to wait for a total eclipse, work it out in advance, book your flights, book your hotels well in advance. In the UK, you'll have to wait until 2081 for a partial eclipse. And if you're really keen, we'll have to wait till 2090 for a total eclipse. I don't think I'll be hanging around for that long, but I'll go to as many as I can in the meantime.
Good for you, Palab. As always, thank you so much for your enthusiasm. That's been absolutely fantastic. Palab Ghosh there, joining us from northern Spain, where you'll get a total eclipse. Lucky thing, I've got real serious FOMO. Don't forget these. This is all from us. You know now everything about the European solar eclipse and how to watch it, most importantly, safely.